Welcome to TMS Software TV. Today I would like to introduce TWebSideMenu for TMS WEB Core. True rapid application development for responsive menus. You will be able to build a dashboard with TMS WEB Core in no time. Before showing you how you can use TWebSideMenu in your TMS WEB Core applications, let's have a look at this great demo that is bundled with TMS WEB Core. Here you see a dashboard that has been created only by dropping components on one single form. The control will allow you to switch the content for the different selections made in the menu. What is even better, this component is responsive by default. No single line of code is needed to get the following behavior. Right now we're in full screen, so I make the window smaller, and as you can see, while I change the size, the web changes from text view to just icons. And then if I go even smaller, I get a hamburger menu. And then I can click on this menu and I get all the different menu items back. You're also not just able to define a list of menu items. You can define a structure and you can use controls inside of your menu like this edit box right here. For example, in addition to menu items, you have titles to group the menu, and you have items and sub-items. For example, here, the messages have news, inbox, and outbox as sub-items. So if you click this, it automatically expands and collapses. Also, badges are supported. These badges are used to identify that you have 5 messages to read, and moreover 1 news item and 4 items in your inbox. This all comes out of the box without writing a single line of code. I repeat this intentionally. So let's look at this demo, how easy it was to implement this. So on the form we have the TWebSideMenu with its default configuration as you drop it on the form. In addition, we have the TWebEdit component, which will serve as the control that is hosted inside of the menu. Furthermore, we have panels, TWeb panel controls, that serve for the different pages that are selected in the dashboard. Even though this demo uses code to initialize the website menu, you can also use the object inspector. For example, you navigate to the items property, you click the ellipsis button, and then you can configure each of the different menu items. This way, you learn quickly which properties are available. The most important one, of course, is text, which gives the item its text, and then what type the item has. If it is text, title, it can even be HTML, a divider, a control, or a checkbox. And then the icon is taken from the material icon set from Google. This gives you basically the choice, first of all, which kind of icon, if you want the normal representation or a different style, and then you have to specify it by name. Of course, TMS pre-populated this list so they can just select the icon from a list. If you don't like one of the standard icons, of course you can use an image alternatively. So let's look how this web menu is actually being set up. As with most TMS WEB Core controls, it's a good habit to call begin update. That means no updates are being shown on screen before, and I have to scroll down, and update is being called. It's not shown in this demo, but it's good practice to embed this in a try finally block that the end update gets called for certain. First, we change the standard appearance of the menu. We pick the font color seal gray, and we also want the selection style to be rounded to give it a modern appearance. Then we make sure that all the default items that are inside of the menu added at the design time are being cleared, and then we can create each of the different menu items using the items.add method. And that returns one of the items that we just saw here in the object inspector, a T-normal site menu item object, and that we can customize in code as well. We set the text, we set the hint, and we can also set the material glyph and material glyph type. Most important here at this point is that you can also set the content control, which determines the content that is shown when this element is clicked. That means this component doesn't use events in order to change the content or trigger a change of content. Instead, you specify the control that is supposed to be shown when the menu item is clicked. So in this case, content control points to WP favorites. And if you look in the object inspector, I'm quite sure here, this is WP favorites. That means this panel right here is shown when the favorites menu item is clicked. And this is the same for each and every item. However, of course, we have the search, which points to a page, of course, but also in addition to the content control, we have an actual control, the edit control, which determines the input for the search. And of course, for this, we set the type of the menu item to IT control. And this demo is so great because you see an example for all the different types of menu items that are available. Here you have a divider. A divider needs nothing but the type. Everything else is not needed. Here's an example for a title, which even uses HTML inside of the text. So the text property supports HTML to make this general look bold, for example. Then we have another menu item. And here then we have the first item that will have sub-items. However, you only specify the menu item that is supposed to have sub-items, the messages in this case, like any other one. You just can determine if it is shown as expanded or not. So we set this to true because we want the messages to be expanded when the menu is being shown. The important thing is that each child of the messages menu item has its sub-item property set to true. And this is the case for all the children. And you do that until you get to the next item, which is not supposed to be a child, which then basically has sub-item set to false and becomes then a normal item on the first level again. So it's really, really easy to add all the different menu items to the menu. And believe it or not, that's all you need to do to get this great example working. That's it. You can even select the default item so that when you run the application for the first time, one of the items is selected by default. We look a little bit deeper into the implementation of the demo, which is too detailed for this video. I just wanted to hint at this. The messages panel serves not only for one item, it serves for multiple items. So what is happening here is, as you can see, the messages and its children all have the WP messages control assigned. However, using an event on the menu, so if we go to the on item click event, you can determine which item has been clicked. And that way you can, for example, as shown here, assign a different caption to the panel, for example, or do other stuff in order to react depending on which menu item has been selected. So I hope you're just as excited as I am about TWebSideMenu. For me, it is one of the best components for rapid application development to build dashboards for your future web applications in no time.